Today we're talking about how to burn belly fat as fast as possible. We're going to show the simple basics of how to do it. Watch till the end, because there are some very specific and essential details that you need to know. The number one step in burning your belly fat is to reduce your stress levels. Unfortunately, everyone has to experience stressful situations, and how you handle it matters not only to your overall health, but also to your weight. Stress can make you gain belly fat by triggering the adrenal glands to produce cortisol, also known as the stress hormone. Research shows that high cortisol levels increase appetite and drive abdominal fat storage. Furthermore, women who already have a large waist produce more cortisol in response to stress, which leads to gaining even more fat around the middle. So, how to relieve stress to help reduce belly fat? Our tip here is to engage in pleasurable activities that relieve stress. A good way is to implement exercising, yoga, or meditation into your daily routine. Also, try to avoid alcohol and smoking. These are not only connected with increased stress levels, but also with your belly fat. For example, one study shows that smoking actually increases abdominal and visceral obesity. By the way, how do you manage your stress? Share in the comments below this video. We'd love to hear more tips from you. Now, step number 2 for reducing belly fat is to avoid sugar and sugary drinks. Research shows that excessive amounts of fructose can lead to fat building around your abdomen and liver. When you eat a lot of added sugar, the liver gets overloaded with fructose and is forced to turn it into fat. And liquid sugar is even worse. The brain doesn't estimate liquid calories the same as solid calories. Therefore, you end up consuming more total calories. You can try minimizing the amount of sugar in your diet and consider eliminating sugary drinks. This includes sugary sodas, fruit juices, and various high-sugar sports drinks. Another tip is to start reading food labels. If the label doesn't scream sugar, it doesn't mean the product doesn't include it. Food manufacturers call sugar different names, so you'd be willing to buy the specific product. To make it easier for you, here is the list of different sugar names that can appear on the food labels. They are often listed at the bottom of the ingredient list. Another thing to remember, sometimes certain sugars are listed by their scientific name or as a natural ingredient like maple syrup. So check this list and watch out for these as well. Remember, if you want to reach the best results with belly fat loss, sugar needs to be limited in all forms. But what you don't want to limit is hitting this subscribe button on our channel. It's 0 calories, we promise. Okay, so the number 3 step is to go on a keto diet. The goal of keto is to bring your insulin levels as low as possible, which triggers maximum fat burning. On keto, you want to keep your carbs as low as possible, which would be 20 grams or less. So, tip number 1, instead of counting your grams of carbs, try to consume certain carbs that you don't have to count. And here, we're talking about leafy green vegetable salads. These are mostly fiber, with which the insulin response is almost 0. So instead of being overwhelmed with counting all the different carbs, just use vegetable carbs mixed with olive oil. Consuming a large amount of salad on keto will give you all the nutrients and help lower insulin. Again, lower insulin, faster fat burning. Just keep in mind that you should consume salad first so you wouldn't overeat protein later on. So after salad, follow with protein. Don't do low-fat protein. Why? Because lean protein stimulates your insulin a bit more. Find a protein that has fat, such as salmon or sardines. If you're going with chicken, don't choose the skinless. Thirdly, include fat. Now, if you're new to keto, it's very important to increase the amount of fat at each meal. You can eat more nuts, avocados, or include MCT oil. The keto diet is closely connected with step number 4, so listen carefully. Step number 4 is to combine keto with intermittent fasting. That's one of the most powerful techniques if you want to get rid of your belly fat fast. You get into deeper ketosis by combining them, meaning deeper fat burning. You can choose a fasting pattern that fits your lifestyle best. If you're a beginner, start with the 16-8 method, then gradually extend your fasting windows into 18 hours, and so on. Alright, so the first thing to note when combining keto and fasting is that we don't want you to be hungry. The first tip that we mentioned already is really important. Add more fat to your meals so you can go longer without eating. When you eat fats during your meals, you're going to be really satisfied. And within 2 to 3 days, you're not going to be hungry at all, and you'll start burning your fat. Okay, the next tip is essential. When you stop feeling hungry and adapt to the new eating regime, you need to start cutting down on your fat. If the body has a choice between dietary fat and its own fat, it will go after and burn the dietary fat before your own fat. So, eat only fats that come with protein. Step number 5 for burning belly fat is exercising. We've put together this 8-minute workout that includes only 6 exercises that you can easily incorporate into your daily routine. So let's start. The very first exercise is called standing crisscross crunches. You need to stand up straight with your feet hip-width apart and your hands behind your head. Rotate your torso to the right and bring your right knee to your left elbow. Return to the starting position and repeat the movement on the opposite side. Keep alternating sides until the set is complete. Okay, let's move to another exercise, which is plank shoulder taps. You need to start in a high plank position with your wrists under your shoulders and your feet hip-width apart. Touch your left shoulder with your right hand and return to the plank position. Touch your right shoulder with your left hand and continue alternating sides until the set is complete. The third exercise is bicycle crunches. You need to lie on your back, place your hands behind your head, lift your shoulders off the mat, and raise both legs. Bring one knee and the opposite elbow close to each other by crunching to one side and fully extending the other leg. Return to the starting position and then crunch to the opposite side. Repeat the movement until your set is complete. The fourth exercise is called reverse crunches. In this one, you lie on your back with your hands by your sides. Lift your knees until your thighs and calves form a 90-degree angle and your calves are parallel to the floor. Lift your hips and bring your knees toward the chest. Hold for a second and then slowly return to the starting position. Repeat the movement until the set is complete. Breathe out as you lift the hips off the mat and breathe in as you slowly return to the starting position. The fifth exercise is toe touch. You need to lie on your back and lift your legs until they're perpendicular to the floor. Extend your arms, lift your shoulders off the floor, and try touching your feet with straight hands. Breathe out as you crunch. Keep your legs straight, your chin off your chest, and inhale as you return to the starting position. The last one is a plank. What you have to do is bend your elbows and rest your weight on your forearms and your toes, keeping your body in a straight line. Keep your core engaged, your abs tight, and breathe slowly and deeply. Okay, so now that you have a comprehensive guide on how to get rid of your belly fat, check these videos on how to combine fasting with the keto diet and which carbs barely spike insulin.